All right. So should Justice Dinakaran of the Karnataka High Court step down after opposition MPs move to proceed with an impeachment motion against him? Let's get straight into our debate this evening. Let's start with Arun Jaitley. Mr. Jaitley, now of course you've got 75 MPs with you, but that does not really translate necessarily into an impeachment motion. Is this mere rhetoric, or are you serious about an impeachment motion?
Well, I am optimistic. And I am optimistic because the allegations are very serious. The Committee on Judicial Accountability, comprising of very eminent lawyers and jurists, has examined them. Members of Parliament have then again examined them. And since the allegations are very serious, it's a constitutional obligation of members of Parliament to set the process into motion. It is for this reason that 76 MPs have petitioned to the Vice President, who is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The next stage is that the Vice President has to admit the motion if he considers it appropriate and refer it to a committee. There is no other alternative procedure. If a judge has serious allegations, he should really not be the judge. We don't want to take up this issue on a partisan line, and I am sure all political parties, including the ruling party, will consider the seriousness of this matter, that corruption within the judiciary has to be eradicated. It is primarily the responsibility of the government to do it. The opposition would like to support the government. Now we've taken the initiative, we'd like the government to support us.
All right, before I get Jayanti Natarajan of the Congress and Arun Jaitley, there are those who would argue that it could be a dangerous precedent for politicians, for members of Parliament to get involved in matters of the judiciary. And given the fact that Justice Dinakaran has not been promoted by the Collegium to the Supreme Court, why is that not enough?
I'm afraid that is contrary to the constitutional provision. No judge has a right to rewrite the Constitution. And therefore, anybody in the judiciary says, this is my domain, he's wrong. He's wrong for two reasons. The Collegium doesn't have a constitutional power. The Collegium is only a creation of a judgment of the Supreme Court. The Collegium is not a replacement for the constitutional provision for impeachment, which is the right of Parliament. Judges cannot erode this jurisdiction of the Parliament. The second fact, the Collegium can only decide whether to bring him to the Supreme Court or not to bring him to the Supreme Court. The Collegium has no power to remove him. This power is only as far as the Parliament is concerned. I have a third good reason. I have reason to believe, and I have my own experiences in this field, the in-house mechanism of the judiciary has failed. It has substantially failed to eradicate corruption altogether. It has also failed in the matter of getting the very best to join the judiciary. And therefore, Parliament cannot, as the ultimate representative of the sovereign, sit tight and say, I won't exercise jurisdiction which the Constitution has given it to me. I leave it to some other body to do this.
Tuba.com